Hey guys, Daily here from Team Wnax, and today I ended up taking ninth place at the Star Charity event we have here in Minneapolis. It's an event that's a charity for one of the charter schools here in Minneapolis, French immersion school specifically. I ended up bringing Plunder, Patroll, Runick to this tournament. It wasn't really my choice to play the Runick cards, at least. I told my friend if he topped YCS, um, the 250th YCS in LA, I think it was, that I would play Plunder at a tournament. He did end up topping it, so I was forced to play Plunder. However, I didn't really have any choice on what my deck was, because I wanted to play actually Plunder Adventure. However, he didn't actually bring all the Plunder cards, so I was stuck with specifically these 10 Plunder monsters, which only really work inside the actual Runick Plunder deck. So in terms of like ratios, so I played the deck. It was actually not too bad. Honestly, the only thing I really despised while playing this deck was the fact that time is a nightmare for this deck. If this deck played perfectly, had no timer on it, it would be one of the best decks. However, because the time rules exist and because decks can take a long time to play, it does become pretty hard to end up winning some matches simply off the fact that you're gonna not be able to play Runick cards in game 3 in most of your matches, which kind of hurt me a lot. Both of my losses in the tournament were because I could not activate my Runick cards because we had like 5 minutes on the clock and we wouldn't be able to get through 2 battle phases in that time. So it is kind of flawed in that sense. However, if you're looking for a DB deck or like a DB tournament deck and you just have an excess amount of time, this deck is really good. If you're good at managing your time and once you're better at this deck, you'll probably do fine with it. However, I will 100% say this is not a deck that anyone can play. It is fairly complicated. There is a lot of points of interaction. There's a lot of restrictions that you have to play around properly. And there's a lot of trigger effects that are going off in different searches and stuff you need to do. I definitely did lose one game because I forgot to add my Plentiful Shipyard when I used Morik effect. So I didn't have another discard. And just like little stuff like that will absolutely cost you the game. However, when the deck is working and you're playing well, it is very oppressive. So let's get into it and I'll kind of explain how the deck works. This is not my list, as I said. This is Team Wnax Crazy Box's deck list. So there is some stuff I don't like about it, but it did work out pretty well overall. Start off, we played one red beard, one blue beard, double black eyes, triple golden hair, triple white beard, one shipyard, and one booty. The only thing I really didn't like about this part of the Plunder engine is I really wanted another black eyes. Black Eyes is actually just still really good in general in terms of like your recovery game becomes a lot better when this card is played. There's a lot of grind games where I would go through essentially my full Plunder lineup. I would get through every single Plunder monster in the main deck, and I was like, man, if I just had another Black Eyes, this game would have been so much better. And I definitely wish I would have. I wish there would have been 3 in the deck for sure. I think 2 of my losses would have been, or both of my losses would have been winnable had this card been, a third one of this been in my deck for sure. Definitely play 3 if you're gonna play this deck. It feels a lot better. And then Booty, Shipyard, these felt fine. Booty sucks to draw, but besides that, it's great. In terms of the rest of it, I actually, like, the Plunder ratios felt fine besides that. 1 Talents, I added this. I just wanted to play 1 Talents. I like the 1 Talents metagame. It's sick. 2 Fountain, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Slumber, 3 Destruction, 3 Flashing Fires, 3 Tip. So the idea here is you just play all the good Plunders, all the good Runick spells. It did kind of hurt not playing more than this. Like, obviously, Smiting Storm and Golden Droplets are not very good cards, but there was times where I would see 1 Runick spell, and 1 Runick spell feels really bad. You can just not do nearly as much as you want to when you play 1, which does suck. However, the Runick engine, when it works, is insane. You get so far ahead. Like, the battle phase loss is really annoying. Definitely would not play a Runick deck again, but it is pretty nice. Like, once your Runick cards are flowing, you're just going +3 every turn, you feel great. So yeah, 15, like I said, I wish I played like 17 or a little bit more, but it is what it is. For the non-engine, triple Imperm, triple Droplet. We wanted kind of good versatile. I think the idea was having good versatile cards that were fine to draw. Like, I'm okay drawing Imperm like pretty much against every deck. Same with Droplet. Triple Evenly, because we discard a lot in this deck, so playing some blowouts is pretty nice, and Evenly is still really strong in this format. A lot of game 1s, people aren't playing around Evenly, because why would you? I've even gotten hit by this before when playing against him, and it feels really bad to get game 1 evenly when you didn't set up a way to break it. Plus, evenly Droplet's insane. From there, triple Nibiru. The idea here was like high impact hand traps are what's going to be important, and Nibiru is very high impact. I resolved a lot of Nibirus because what would happen is we would go into a grind game. My opponent would go, "Oh, I finally broke your Runick cards." And I'd go, "Nope, I was just holding for this," and then I'd Nibiru them. So yeah, deck felt fine overall. Honestly, it's not a bad deck. There's a couple of changes I would make personally just to feel better for the main deck, but like I said, Black Eyes is like the biggest one. From there, we are playing 2 Econ, 3 White Howling. This card was kind of, I never sided this in. I never felt like this card was like good in any of the against any of the current format decks. Definitely could swap this for either more Econs or more Rivalries, and it would be fine. Or even Lightning Storms might have been nice. But again, face-up cards, obviously, it could be an issue because of that. However, yeah, having maybe even Cyclones might have been nice too. But overall, just triple Econ and Rivalry did really well, and maybe cut those for these would be nice. From there, triple Droll. Droll's insane right now. It's pretty simple. 1 Magnum, 2 Drewsworm. These are just for tier. I felt like tier would be fairly popular, and it was. I did play against 2 tier, I think. Yeah, 2 tiers, and I lost to one of them because time. We had 20 minutes on the clock, so I didn't side burn cards. However, his turn, he hit everything. I didn't draw any hand traps. I didn't draw any bestials. And I ended up breaking his board through evenly, and I believe Flashing Fire, turning off his Omni Negate. And I was in like a winning position from there because I started to be able to play like Fountain and stuff. The problem ended up being that we just didn't have enough time. So I kind of had to like rush my plays. I ended on a suboptimal board simply because I needed to have another like 2 turns so I could have a battle phase. Yeah, I just didn't get another battle phase, and I got attacked once, and that did it. So unfortunate from there. But yeah, because Sprint and Volcanic Shatter Shot, because of how long this deck takes to actually fully play out in terms of grinding people down, these are mandatory. Unfortunately, I did have to choose someone with this once. Felt kind of bad, but a dub's a dub, I suppose. 2 Rivalry. This card's insane in this deck. Being able to give your opponent a Jord token is broken, and then because it locks them into Fiends, you just put all your guys in defense, and you just big chillin'. Finally, 1 Harpy Feather Duster. Yeah, I mean, like, this card's just good. I resolved this like 2 or 3 times. I felt insane, obviously. Feather Duster's insane. 2 Blackbeard. I really wanted a third. 1 Bran. I really wanted a second one. 1 Jord. Probably fine. 2 Lease. 2 Morik. These were fine. 2 Hudian, correct. 1 Sleipnir, correct. Gary, I wanted 2, but obviously can't fit it. Baduska is okay. It lets you like kind of stall turns until you can go for game properly, which is really nice. And then 1 Little Knight. I actually didn't. I think I made this like once to play around Nibiru. That was really it. And then 1 Coral Dragon. I never made this card. My friend swears by it, but like I never have the lines to make it, and I can't like turn it into a Baron or anything, so it just gets linked off. It just never felt as good as just going for like Blackbeard, or like even like a Little Knight would felt better like the one time I made it. So I don't think you need to play this card, honestly. I would definitely rather have another Blackbeard or another Brand in there. But yeah, that's the deck. Had a lot of fun with it. It was fun to play. It was stressful, though. I think I went to near time or time every single match. So I was basically just playing the game all day, which is kind of nice, honestly. This deck, if nothing else, will get to play the game against most decks, which is something that feels good in this current format. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you did, remember to subscribe and like the channel. Check out the Team Wnax channel for more team content. LinkedIn, what do you think about my 9th place finish? Look at the camera. Look at it. No, you just want to sleep. Okay, that's fine. You can just sleep. God, you're warm.